So when Jesus says, love your enemies, we need to ask, well, who were the enemies of the people he was talking to? And why was this a big deal? What were the enemies doing, and how had these people been responding? And when you take time to do that, you discover that the people Jesus was talking to were Jews. They were Israelites. They were living in a time when there was a foreign power occupying their land. They were being heavily oppressed. Their freedoms, what they believed were their God-given rights, are being extremely infringed upon. The Roman soldiers, which by the way it was a Roman government ruling over them really with an iron fist, the Roman soldiers could demand that a Jew carry their backpack 1 mile, and the Jewish person could not refuse. That sheds some light on Jesus saying, if someone asks you to carry something a mile, go too. They could basically command a Jew to do anything, and the Jews had to do it. Now, as Jesus came on that scene and began to look at what was going on, he would have been hearing all sorts of different people expressing different ideas. There are many different schools of thought on how to deal with these enemies. Some thought that a bloody revolution was the answer. If we just slit a bunch of Roman throats, man, that's going to bring us the freedom we desire. That's going to push the Romans out of here. So death to our enemies. That's the answer. Others, well, they took a different approach. They said, let's just go with the flow and everything will be okay. Then others said, no, here's the answer. We need to cut ourselves off, separate ourselves from these people, and we, as a people of God, need to just pray and look for their destruction, pray that God is going to rain fire down from heaven upon these people, and they'll just get what they deserve. And so it was in that backdrop, politically and socially, culturally, that Jesus came along and began to preach those words. Jesus came along and he first of all said, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Remember what the word repent means? It means to have a change of mind for the better. He said, change your thinking. God's kingdom is at hand. In other places he said, it's within you. He would say, it's near. And then he said, follow me, follow me. Here's God in the flesh saying, follow me. And then he started sharing those ideas, or really that prescription from God on how to deal with it. Love your enemies, bless those who persecute you, do good to those who spitefully use you, turn the other cheek, go the extra mile. Does that shed some more light on what Jesus had to say? Suddenly you realize how radical it really was. Now we even today would look at that and say, what kind of an idea is that for dealing with, political injustice and oppression and all of these things? That could never work. Really? Think about who said it. It was God in the flesh giving the prescription in that context, in that setting.